Hi, I'm Owl.
And I'm Trash Panda. And welcome to our trip to the Grand Canyon! And maybe Las Vegas if we have time in this video.
Some folks might call the Grand Canyon a big hole in the ground, and they wouldn't be wrong. But it's a big, beautiful, majestic, awe-inspiring hole in the ground, and we recommend you see it with your own eyeballs.
Last September, we packed our luggage, had breakfast at the airport, and took a plane to Las Vegas. Then we rented a car, a vintage 1966 Ford Thunder Owl, of course, and drove to the south rim of the Grand Canyon.
Welcome to Arizona! Boom! On the way, we ate lunch at a 1950s style diner called Mr. D's. We had cheeseburgers, french fries, and root beer, and it was good.
Yeah! And guess who else was there?
Who?
Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool. Here we are at the entrance of Grand Canyon National Park. It is still several miles to the edge, and we saw elk on the way. We were super excited for our first view of the canyon at Mather Point. And even though it was hazy from the wildfires that time of year, it was still spectacular. Here are some photos better than the ones we took from the internet. This sea of clouds is a weather phenomenon called total cloud inversion, when cold air is trapped under warm air in the canyon and makes this fog. It's very rare and only happens about every 7 years and in the wintertime. Some nice people offered to take our picture. Then we took theirs. That's what you call a kind gesture. Those are important.
We stayed at the historic El Tovar Hotel, just steps from the edge of the canyon. It was built in 1905 and was named after Pedro de Tovar, a Spanish explorer said to be the first European to hear about the canyon, even though he never saw it with his own eyeballs.
The hotel has a restaurant we ate in, gift shops, and a great back porch with rocking chairs. And look at that view. Look at that view. We have a friend that thought the canyon's ecosystem was all rock, but that's not true. It has lots of plants and wildlife, flora and fauna, and the Colorado River runs through it.
We personally saw lizards, bunnies, chipmunks that were too fast to photograph, and squirrels.
Look, it's the Grand Canyon. Squirrel. Grand Canyon squirrel, he is epic. Grand Canyon squirrel. What rhymes with epic? at your little feet. You are just like a movie star. I got the chipmunk.
Well, let me see what I can do. I am so backed up. It is just crazy right now.
I got the chipmunk. I got the chipmunk.
Okay, that's what I got.
Grand Canyon chipmunk, you are tiny. Grand Canyon chipmunk, super tiny. And don't forget, I was attacked by a vicious mountain lion.
That's not a mountain lion, that's Rachel's cat Minion.
Mountain lion. Vicious.
Whatever.
We even met a friendly coyote. Hi, Mr. Coyote.
Howdy.
We were just talking about the other animals in the canyon and how we did not see the Grand Canyon pink rattlesnake, which is pink to blend in with the rocks and not found anywhere else but in the Grand Canyon.
Trash pandas eat snakes.
So do owls.
So do coyotes. Want to find one for lunch?
Sure.
Yum, 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 yum. Royalty, royalty. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hi. I'm not a no probe. I'm a pink probe. Hey, guy. No, okay. I'm coming. Some.
Welcome to Coyote's True Facts about the Grand Canyon. The canyon is about a mile deep. That's taller than 3 Empire State Buildings. Or to put it in more relatable terms, to Rachel's nephews, 1 mile is a walk from City Hall with the gazebo to McDonald's with the McNuggets. At its widest point, the Grand Canyon is 18 miles across. That's more than halfway from your house to Rachel's house. And it's 277 miles long. That's river miles, the Colorado River. 277 miles is a drive all the way to Grandma's house and back.
Rachel's husband had a neat way of describing the immensity of the Grand Canyon. He enjoyed standing on the edge and looking down to see birds flying.
People have been in and around the canyon for tens of thousands of years, but it's older than that. It's believed the Colorado carved out the canyon around 5 to 6 million years ago. The rocks at the top of the canyon, the Kaibab Formation, are 270 million years old. That's older than the dinosaurs. And the rocks at the bottom of the canyon, Il's Chasm Gneiss, are about 1.84 billion years old.
And I stood on a sample of that rock. Look at me.
Super old rocks.
Billion.
Elf's Chasm Gneiss.
It's pronounced nice.
1.8 billion is more than a million. Super old rocks.
Billion.
Billion with the B.
Billion with the B.
Billion with the B.
On every vacation, there's something you wish you had done but didn't. It just happens. We wish we'd taken a mule ride into the canyon. When a lady horse and a man donkey fall in love and have a baby, that baby is a mule.
Charles Darwin said about mules that a hybrid should possess more reason, memory, obstinacy, social affection, powers of muscular endurance, and length of life than either of its parents, seems to indicate that art has here outdone nature.
What a cool animule! Get it, animule? Ha ha ha!
Tourists have been riding mules down into the canyon since the 1880s, and these rides are not for those afraid of heights. Look at this great video shot by Fred Perrino. He kindly allowed us to use footage of his Grand Canyon mule ride. Links to his channel and 2 of the mule riding videos he recorded are in the description. Thanks, Fred! Beginning in 1902, the adventurous Kolb brothers, Ellsworth and Emery, took photographs of tourists riding mules down into the canyon. After snapping the shot, Emery would run down a 5-mile gorge to a darkroom the brothers had built in an abandoned mine shaft to develop the photographs. Then he'd run back to sell them to the mule-riding tourists upon their return.
Can I get out now? Freedom! 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 Ah! A few years later, the Kolb brothers built a photo studio right on the edge of the canyon and photographed its wonders, often in daredevil fashion, for over 70 years.
These pictures taken by the Kolb brothers were of members of the Havasupai tribe. This tribe, one of the 11 associated with the area in and around the Grand Canyon, are the only ones to currently live below the rim of the canyon. Like arguably all Native American tribes, the Havasupai lost land as the United States government and the railroads moved westward. The Havasupai lobbied Congress for decades to regain some of the land they'd lost, with some success.
For over 1,000 years, the village of Supai, which is located an 8-mile hike down the Grand Canyon, has been the home of the Havasupai. There are no modern roads to it. It can only be reached by foot or on mule or horseback, or by helicopter.
The Havasupai were originally called the Havasu Baja, which means people of the blue-green water, and here's why. Near the village, a hidden limestone aquifer creates these life-sustaining and beautiful blue-green waters.
The color is due to the high content of calcium carbonate in limestone. Just look at where the Colorado literally meets Havasu Creek in this photo. This is the beautiful Havasu Falls.
The Havasupai people consider themselves the guardians of the Grand Canyon. It is sacred land to them. The Hopi tribe also consider themselves protectors of the Grand Canyon. They believe the canyon contains the gateway to the afterlife, again, sacred land. For this reason, and for its worth as a natural wonder of the planet, the canyon should be treated with the highest respect.
How often do you watch the sunrise or sunset or gaze at the stars? Probably not very much. We just don't think about these amazing colossal wonders of nature in our daily lives because they're there every day, even if we don't pay attention to them.
Well, people at the Grand Canyon do, and that's lovely. We got up early to watch the sunrise with several other people. We watched the sunset while we ate dinner on the back porch of the hotel.
And we stargazed on benches at the edge of the canyon, in a dark, quiet place away from the hotel's lights.
We think everyone should look at the sky more often, to admire the sun and the moon and the stars. Why don't you catch a sunset or a sunrise this week?
Well, I think we're going to have to save our trip to Las Vegas for another video, maybe in the summertime.
Viva Trash Panda! Viva Trash Panda!
A owl?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We have to save Las Vegas for another video, or this one will go too long, and the internet has a very short attention span.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to get some more cheeseburgers, fries, and root beer?
Yeah. We asked Mr. Coyote if he wanted to go back to Las Vegas with us, but he said no thanks. He's a canyon coyote through and through. Bye, Mr. Coyote.
Bye!
Goodbye, or adios, or whatever you want to say.
So then we got in our Ford Thunder Owl and drove back to Las Vegas.
Going to Las Vegas, woo! Hey, what does this button do?
This is weird. What kind of rental car is this? Ah, it's a giant tiger. He's gonna eat us.
Nah, he looks nice. It's the year of the tiger.
I think he's gonna eat us. Ooh, this is nice. It's outer space. Oh, too fast. Change the channel.
Oh, not them again. I don't like them. I think they worship demons.
Here's Red Riding Hood if she took up figure skating, wearing a lot of makeup.
Twirl it, twirl it, twirl it, twirl it, twirl it. Ooh.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Adios.
Yeah, where are those guys? Darn these googly eyes.